Hello and welcome back to The Discourse. I want to begin with the most purely horrific thing I've seen this year. Never mind censor, this is truly scary and revolting.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's the appalling traffic-stopping flash mob stunt for the new movie musical version of Cinderella, here featuring a groin-grinding James Gordon, who is the producer and plays a comedy mouse-turned-footman, and Camila Cabello, who is Cinderella herself. Some films really do make it very, very hard for themselves with their misjudged PR ideas, and for this one, I think prison sentences would not be too severe. Well, this wheeze certainly fluffed the snark glands of social media, where there may have been unkind overexcitement at the thought of another Cats debacle. But weirdly, and maybe frustratingly for all of us in the snark community, that isn't quite right. This new Cinderella turns out to be a pretty good family movie, skewing towards young kids, and Camila Cabello is a rather personable lead who's given quite a few funny lines. I guess there's a problem with rebooting or reimagining Cinderella, and an overtly revisionist feminist approach is, of course, mandatory now. This is very different from Kenneth Branagh's very trad version of 2015 with Lily James. Satirising a fairy tale's heteronormative patriarchal mythology is tricky if that mythology is needed to sell the movie all over the world. An accommodation is needed commercially, and this Cinderella circles back to something approaching the conventional happy ending. But what can I say? It's disposable, it's forgettable, but let's not be snobbish about an entertaining film. Entertainment is hard, and talking of entertainment...
So may we start. There she is.
Annette.
I actually wrote and vlogged about Annette when it was premiered at Cannes in July, and maybe there's not much else to say other than to note it should probably be seen as very much the creation of Ron and Russell Mael of the pop band Sparks, who wrote the story and music, and not quite so much the auteurist product of its director Leos Carax. It's a deadpan musical melodrama fantasia about the doomed love affair in LA between an opera singer, played by Marion Cotillard, and a stand-up comedian played by Adam Driver. They have a baby girl, Annette, who looks like a wooden marionette and has the singing voice of an adult. It's a bit like Eyes Without a Face or Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. It's always teetering over the edge of its own nervous breakdown. Perhaps it's a bit like Lars von Trier's Dancer in the Dark, in that it demands that you take it seriously, even at its most absurd, and some of its dramatic effect resides in that discrepancy. It's not for everyone, but try it. This week, the Marvel Cinematic Universe gave us its first East Asian lead, the young martial arts master in SHANG-CHI and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
The 10 rings gave our family power. If you want them to be yours one day, you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family. You are your mother. And whether you like it or not, you are also your father.
Shang-Chi's father is in fact a legendary immortal called Mandarin, the possessor of the superpower endowing 10 rings of the title, and he is played by someone who single-handedly almost creates interest for this film, and it is Tony Leung. And here I want to give you a closer look at what's behind me. Here is my poster for In the Mood for Love, signed by Wong Kar-wai, Maggie Cheung and Tony Leung. I don't have a pension. This is my pension. The plan is that I sell this and live on the money. I should also say that Shang-Chi has great performances from Michelle Yeoh and Awkwafina. Here finally is a thoroughly admirable documentary for Sky Arts called Janine Jansen Falling for Stradivari, and it's about this violinist and her mission to record an album using the top 12 Stradivariuses in the world.
I don't really know what to expect. Maybe I don't know what I got myself into, but I like a challenge.
We wanted to bring 12 of the greatest Stradivari's, put them together with one of the greatest artists and record them.
This I have never held in my hands.
This question of what is the secret of Stradivari? The secret is the artist himself.
They've always been expensive and they've become even more expensive, anything to $25 million.
It's very unusual for me to hear Janine play like this. What a fantastic experience to reinvent herself.
I wasn't completely sure about making it to the end, but music makes one forget.
I really know nothing about violin music or the pieces that Jansen plays, but with its intelligence and connoisseurship, this film is a vitamin boost, and Jansen herself is a marvel, a genuine star, but utterly without the conceit and self-consciousness of a star. I can't think of anyone in movies or theatre or literature at her level who would be as approachable as this. This film is going to be on TV on Sky Arts in about a month, but it's also on theatrically at some Curzon cinemas, and it's excellent. That's it. I should say that on Friday the 24th of September at 6:30 p.m. I shall be at the Hastings Literary Festival talking about adaptations and particularly the classic movie by Eleanor and Frank Perry, The Swimmer, starring Burt Lancaster, based on the John Cheever short story, and this film will be screened after my talk. I shall also, as it happens, be signing copies of my book, The Films That Made Me, an edited selection of my essays and reviews for The Guardian. And if you can't make it to Hastings, well, then you can buy it online, can't you? So please give this vlog a like and a share on social media, and of course, subscribe. And leave a comment to say that you've subscribed. Stay classy.